Okay, so this one is going to be a shorter video, and in this one I'm going to quickly look at primary keys, relationships, and screenshots. So primary keys are unique values. These values should not be repeated. So for example, a student at your school will have a student ID or a student number, and only they will be able to use that number. That number is associated to that one person. Okay, values should not be repeated in the same table, as I've said. We need to set primary keys for each of the tables created. I'm going to show you guys how to do that shortly. And finally, primary keys must be set before we try to do any of the relationship stuff. So let's get started. So how do we set primary keys? These should be the first value you create in that table by default. You can change it, and if something really weird happens and it doesn't work, you can always go in and change or make something your primary key. Now it's very, very unlikely, very extremely unlikely that this won't be created first, but there might be some weird setting somewhere that changes it. I've never seen it happen, but anything is possible. So we go to design view and we select the column name, then click on primary key. Here I am in my database again, and as you can see, I've got all my 4 tables here. I'm going to open each of them in design view and show how to set the primary key. So let's go to customer table first. I'm going to right click, go to design view. It's already set for all of them, but I'm going to show you guys how to set them. So that was primary key here. Now the customer ID for me needs to be primary key. So I'm going to click on that section over here or just on customer ID. Either one is fine. And then I'm going to simply click on where it says primary key here. All right. I'm going to go to customer type table and do exactly the same thing. Again, it's already set. Customer type ID is going to be primary key. So I'm going to click on that one and make it its primary key there. Click on that, make it primary key. Ticket table, right click, design view. And again, ticket number is going to be my primary key. I'm going to undo the primary key just to show you guys how to do it. Then I'm going to click on primary key. And finally, we have ticket type table. Again, right click, go to design view, and I'm going to untick primary key, and ticket type ID needs to be primary key. But everyone, please note that when creating your tables, the very first thing you create, that will be your primary key automatically. You do not need to go back and untick and retick primary key if the first item you created was your primary key. Now, this is why I said it was a good idea to have a Word document or to have some paper somewhere to jot down what would be your primary key for each one when you're reading the exam paper. So when creating your tables, you could do that straight away. Just put the first one as your primary key, or put the first thing you know is going to be your primary key. So that way you don't have to come back and fix anything later on. Next, we have screenshots. Now, creating or getting screenshots is a big part of this exam, as this is how you will submit some of your evidences. You will screenshot what you have done to show that you've actually done it. Now, on Windows 10, Windows 11, this is more or less going to be the same method. Windows 11, which I'm using here, has changed it slightly. So normally on Windows 10, you go to your start menu down here, and you simply type the word SNIP. And what will come up, you'll see an icon with the word next to it called snipping tool. You click on snipping tool, and there's going to be something that says new. You click on new and you simply drag over the area you want. That's one way to do it. Now on Windows 11, which is what I have, there are a couple of ways to do it. I've actually set my print screen key on my keyboard. So when I press it, you're going to see my screen go dark in a second. That comes up and I can actually drag over the area I want. That's one way to do it. The shortcut, which is this one here that works on both Windows 10 and Windows 11, I've tested it and it works fine. You press the Alt key on the keyboard. You press the Shift key. So press and hold the Alt key, press and hold Shift, and then you press S for Sierra. That's going to bring up that same window I brought up earlier, and that's going to then allow me to do my screenshot. Okay? And when that thing comes up like this, you simply drag over the area you want to screenshot. It holds it in memory temporarily, and you can go and paste it in your Word document, right? I'm going to show you guys this later on, but I just wanted to mention it because screenshots, again, are a big thing. Relationships. So now we have to create our relationships. This is going to be one of the most important things you do in the database, okay? So we've created our tables, we've set our primary keys in most cases. Well, in every case, you have to set your primary key before you can create the relationships, because the relationships are created going from primary to secondary. So let me go to my database here. I've got my tables, and how do I actually create my relationships? On my PowerPoint, I have the instructions here. I will share this PowerPoint with you at some point. So to do that, you click on the, where is it? Oh, here we go. Sorry. We close all the tables. It's important that we close the tables because sometimes you'll have an error saying this cannot be done because the table is open. So it's always a good idea to close your tables when you're not working on them. So save and close. It's also a good idea to make multiple copies of your database. So for example, when I'm doing mine, after I've created all my tables and set my primary keys, I would say I would rename that one version 1, tables created, primary keys done. Then maybe version 2 could be validation rules done, and so on and so forth, okay? So again, we go to database tools, we click on relationships, and we double click on the tables we want to use. So I'm going to show you how that looks, or what that looks like. So here in my database, I have all my tables on the left and all my tables are closed. At the very top here, I'm going to go to database tools. I'm going to go to where it says relationships here. And all my tables are going to pop up. I only have 4. You might have more, you might have less. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to double click on all of them to bring them into focus on this side here. So if I double click, as you can see, they populate the area. Double click again, and now they've all been added. Now I need to create my relationships between the tables. Okay, so now that I have my foreign key set, my tables added to the relationship section, the way we do it, I've moved mine around just so it looks a bit neater on the video when I'm creating my tables. And the way we do it, we click on the primary key we want. So we click and hold the primary key we want, and we drag and drop it onto the foreign key it needs to be connected to. So let me show you what that looks like. This is my database here. I know that customer type ID needs to go to customer type ID in this table here. So from the customer type table to the customer table, I need to go primary to foreign. All right. So I'm going to click and hold on this one. So I'm actually holding left click on my key on my mouse. And as you can see, I'm dragging all the way down to where it says customer type ID in the second table. This window is going to come up, and all you have to do for this one is enforce referential integrity. Click on that, then click create. I'm going to do exactly the same thing again, but for this one, I'm going to go from customer table to ticket table. So customer table, I'm going to click on customer ID, and I'm going to drag it onto customer ID in ticket table. So again, click and hold, drag it until the mouse changes again to a pointer. I'm going to now let go of my mouse over where it says customer ID. This is going to come up again. Make sure you enforce, click create. That's done. Now this is going to be the only sticky one. We're actually not going to go from primary to secondary here. We're going to go from primary here to secondary in this one. So as you can see, this has a 1. You guys might not be able to see. This has a 1 here and an infinity sign here. That tells us that it's a one-to-many relationship. Now, your teacher should have gone through with you the types of relationships there are. So here, I'm going to go from ticket type ID from this one here to ticket type ID to this one here. So again, primary key to secondary key. I didn't mention this earlier. A quick way to just glance and see which one is primary key. If you're not too sure, if you don't remember, there's actually a key symbol next to the one that's primary key. That's how you tell it's primary key. So again, I'm going to click and hold on this one. I'm going to drag it until it changes again. So ticket type ID is where I need it to land. I'm going to let go. This is going to come up again. And as you can see here, it says one-to-many relationship. Enforce. I'm going to click on create. And that's my relationship finished. Or those are my relationships finished. So again, I have one-to-many relationship going from customer type to customer. I have one-to-many going from customer to ticket, sorry. And I have one-to-many going from ticket type to ticket. Or you could say many-to-one going from ticket table to ticket type. But typically, we read it the other way around. So again, this is how you would do your relationship. Now, a quick one again before I move on. I believe this is something you have to screenshot. So I'm going to show you guys again how I would do it. So on my keyboard, I'm pressing Alt, Shift, and S, right? Because I have a program running, it's not going to work for me. So on your key, on your screen, you should see this thing come up. When this thing comes up, you simply have to highlight the section you want to screenshot like this. You simply drag over the area you want. Now, typically, this is all you have to do for this one. I'm going to show you how to do the design view next, just because we're working on screenshots now. Once you let go, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. You go to your Word document template, which you've been given. I'm going to open, I think I have a Word document here somewhere. Yep. So you have a few templates which were given to you for the exam when mine decides to open. Okay. Where is it? This one. All right. Forget, this is just some notes I made earlier. I'm going to put some space in between that. We can right click and we can select paste. That's one way we could do this. But I like to work with shortcuts. It makes my life a lot easier. I'm going to paste exactly the same thing, but using a keyboard shortcut, right? So I'm going to press CTRL plus V for Victor. This is how you paste. And once I do that, once I press Control, hold it down, and press V, it pastes exactly the same thing. So this is how you paste. Quick note, if you wanted to copy, it would be CTRL plus C to copy. So let's say I wanted to copy and paste this however many times, right? And I think something that you will probably copy and paste a few times is not null. We'll get to this later on, but just have this type somewhere. You can highlight it quickly, copy it. I'm pressing Control and I'm going to press C now. I've copied it. So now I want to paste it. I can paste it as many times as I want, pressing Control V without having to right click, then go to paste, right click, go to paste. This is just a very quick way that people used to do this, okay? So again, that's screenshot, that's copy, and that's paste. Let's go back to our database. I'm going to close the relationships and I am going to save it. It's going to ask me if I want to save when I close it. Choose yes. Okay. Next, let's click on my customer table here. Right click, design view. I do believe this again is something you have to screenshot. You have to screenshot how you've made up the table essentially. So for me, my screenshot thing is still not working. So I'm going to press print screen on my keyboard. It's going to come up with this option here again. And all I'm going to do is drag this over the area I know I need, which is more or less this. Okay, we don't need any more than this for now. This is just the table structure. I'm going to go back to my Word document. This again is just to show you guys how to screenshot and paste. I'm going to Control V. So this is my customer table. It's always a good idea to label these. So customer table. The convention does not mean a gathering like a church convention, right? Convention means the norm, how people normally do things. The convention when doing these table names, which is what I wanted to show you guys in this one as well, is to do TBL customer. That tells us it's table and it's the customer table. I am going to go back at the end of this video and show you again how to rename each one. But for now, I'm just going to screenshot these so we can move on. All right, customer type table, right click, design view, screenshot again. And all I need to grab, oh, actually, let me close this one so it doesn't show up in the screenshot. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to screenshot this. That's all you need to grab. I'm going to go back and I'm going to paste it again. I'm going to press Control and V for Victor. I'll label them later on. I'll close that one. I'm going to go to ticket table, right click, go to design view, screenshot again, highlight and drag it over this. Now at the end of this, I will show you guys how to actually fill out the template and then how to export it as a PDF as soon as we finish all the stuff that's needed for activity 2. Where do I need to go? My Word document. I'm going to do Control V again to paste it. And as you can see, I didn't have to do anything extra. Once you screenshot something, it's automatically saved or being held in RAM. So when you go to paste it, it's going to remember the last thing that you screenshotted. You don't have to do anything extra. Click on this again, right click, design view, print screen again. Drag this over the area I want. done and dusted. Go back to my document and I'm going to paste it there. These are the 4 tables I created, and let's label them again quickly. No harm in doing this. So this is table customer type. Oh, sorry, again, no spaces, no spaces. This one is going to be table TBL ticket table. And this one is going to be TBL ticket type. This is how it looks, okay? And this is how you would screenshot for each one. And this is your table structure. This shows the examiner the column names you've given, and the column names even have a naming convention as well. As you can see here where it says customer type ID, I have no spaces. There should be no spaces anywhere in any of your table names. Customer has a capital C. Type, let me zoom in as much as I can. Customer has a capital C. Type has a capital T, and obviously ID has capital I and D for ID. This is the typical convention. No spaces, and every new word should have a capital letter. So it tells the reader or the examiner where the previous word stops. Down here we have customer. Is that the same thing? Customer type. Yep. We don't have anything else. Okay, here we go. Ticket type ID. Capital T for ticket. Capital T for type. And capital ID for ID. And that's it. That's how we do this section. The next thing I want to show you guys is how to remove or edit the relationships you've had. So let's say you made a mistake and you need to go back. You're going to go back to Database Tools. Here at the top, you're going to go to Relationships. And you're going to see exactly what you did earlier because it saved it, right? Let's say you made a mistake on this last one here. Simply delete it and do it again. 2 ways we can delete it. I have it in the PowerPoint as well, actually. But let me leave that for now. 2 ways we can delete it. We can click on it once. Once it's highlighted like it is now, we can press delete on our keyboard and this message is going to come up. When this message comes up, because you want to permanently delete it, you click yes. Alternatively, you can right click. So click on it once first. You can right click after it's highlighted, then you can click delete. And that's going to bring up exactly the same message. You're going to choose yes, and it's going to go away. So that's how you delete the relationship. I wanted my relationship to be there, so I'm going to add it again. Click and hold where it says ticket type ID. Click and hold, drag it, drag it, drag it, drag it all the way across the ticket type ID. Let go of ticket type ID, and you're going to enforce. Click enforce, then you click create, and we have a relationship back. I'm going to close this now. This is the last part of the video. In the next part, I do think I should rename these tables to the actual exam way they want it. I like it this way because it's easier for me to read. However, the exam paper won't tell you in most cases that you need to name it as table ticket type or TBL customer, but that's how it's expected that you should do it. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to stop this one here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.